This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Now at 11, central Indiana getting hit hard by severe weather. We've seen tornadoes, hail, and flooding, along with homes and businesses all across the area getting damaged. Thanks for joining us at 11 tonight. I'm Trevor Shirley. It's quiet now following a pretty rough evening. Multiple counties were under tornado warning. Several reports of tornadoes actually touching down. Right now, we're looking at the damage left behind and getting ready for what might be coming ahead. Let's head over to Kyle Mounts. He's got more on that part of our coverage. Hey, Kyle.
And Trevor, as you mentioned, we're getting a little bit of a breather, at least as far as the severe weather threat here across central Indiana. Look at these damage reports, though. Any of these blue circles indicating some wind damage, red circles where we had reported sightings of tornadoes earlier this evening. Now, tomorrow, the National Weather Service is going to be out surveying that damage, determining what was thunderstorm winds and what was tornado damage. Still, though, we're dealing with some rain. While the bulk of it has pushed into Ohio, this continues to build back into portions of Monroe County, Morgan County as well, right through Nashville into Columbus, and that's why we continue here with flash flood warnings. This one is expected to drop off here at 11:15, could be extended, and then until 2 a.m., Columbus into Greensburg, especially at night. You don't know how deep that water is. If you come across a flooded roadway, just turn around. You don't want to go through it. Overnight tonight, we see that complex of showers and storms lifting back to the north. I think it's a very low severe weather threat, but we could have some very heavy rainfall in the mix there. We're going to talk more about our severe weather threat as we go into your Father's Day in just a few minutes.
All right, Kyle, thanks. In the meantime, Beech Grove trying to get a hold on the problems from those storms that happened tonight. There's word of significant damage all around town. Rafael Sanchez reports from an apartment complex that we can tell already took a real beating.
The damage to the Beach Meadow apartments is significant. Rooftops gone, trees nearby toppled, vehicles damaged, and people unable to live in their apartments. You can see why.
What the heck happened? Well, we were inside and we heard all the vents. We could hear all the air coming up through, and then all of our ears popped and you heard a loud boom, and looked outside and there was pieces of roof through my car and just all the devastation. So just another day in Indiana.
Another day in Indiana. That's the best way to put it. And ma'am, you said you're okay physically, but you're rattled.
Yes. I mean, our ceilings are falling in right now. We have no closet ceiling. Half of our bedroom ceiling is gone. The bathrooms are pouring water. So we had no choice but to get out.
There's insulation everywhere.
Insulation everywhere, debris. So it was pretty scary there for a minute.
Not far from the apartment complex, these images from the Indianapolis Fire Department showing the damage to Beech Grove High School. Adriana shared these pictures with RTV6. These are the damage to the intermediate school, and as you can see, also damage to nearby homes in the area.
The damage is in the hundreds of thousands, as the people of Beech Grove will now spend the next several days and weeks recovering from this storm. In Beech Grove, Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.
Just incredible to see all of the damage out there. In the meantime, one of our own RTV6 reporters, Cameron Riddle, happened to be at a Burger King restaurant in Beech Grove when one of those severe storms hit. He and everyone else had to rush into the restaurant's freezer to stay safe. He sent us this video of everyone in there, employees and diners alike, all crowded into that freezer trying to stay safe. Afterwards, he spoke with several of the people he was there with.
We saw a bunch of rain pouring down when the door flew open. I thought my first instinct was the thought that all the windows were gonna burst open.
And moving from Beech Grove to areas further south around Ellettsville, reports of trees and power lines down, plus at least one barn there without a roof tonight. People will get a better idea of the extent of that damage once the sun comes up tomorrow. Right now, though, let's check in with RTV6's Nicole Griffin.
Yeah, Trevor, we're standing here along State Road 46 in Ellettsville, and you can see right here where we're standing a lot of damage. You can see pieces of a nearby storage facility wrapped around this light pole. Power lines down all throughout this area completely. This pole here is completely snapped in half as well. We're told many people in this area are without power. As we were driving through Ellettsville, the entire area just dark. We also have learned that 8 homes have been completely destroyed. 7 have minor damage, or 7 with major damage, 11 with minor damage. So about 26 homes, and that is according to the Monroe County Emergency Manager. And as you mentioned, when people wake up in the morning, they're going to see just how extensive this damage is. We were trying to drive to one of those homes on Cowden Road as that storm came through this area. We're showing you video right now on your screen of that storm, but we were trying to drive to one of those homes where the reported damage is, and unfortunately a tree was down right in the middle of the road, so we were unable to get there to that location. Crews are busy right now. They are out and about here all throughout Ellettsville trying to restore power. Where we're standing on State Road 46, we are told there is a power facility not far from here, so as we look over here in this area, there are emergency crews down on Flatwood Road, and they are trying to restore power here. Debris is scattered all throughout this area. So again, people will be waking up in the morning to put the pieces back together. We see some folks off in the distance here that you can't even see because it is so dark here. We hear them working to try to pick up some of the pieces, fix some of the things. We keep hearing them banging over there. So as you see right here, a lot of damage here in Ellettsville, and this will continue as people wake up in the morning to see this damage. Reporting live, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
All right, Nicole, thanks. Be safe out there. Some of the earliest damage reports came in from Owen County, in particular the town of Freedom. No injuries reported so far. Some good news there, but several homes lost their roofs or sustained other exterior damage. Most people we talked to say they were just caught off guard.
You just seen a tornado start forming, and then a roof started flew off on the houses. Well, I was in my house, and we looked outside, and we seen the tornado forming, and we ran to the closet and hid.
And of course, we have the tools necessary to keep you and your family safe during storms. Our weather team is always posting what you need to know in the RTV6 News app. Plus, you can download the Storm Shield app, which will also alert you to warnings and watches. Both of those apps are free wherever you like to download your apps. Well, switching gears now, not enough was done to protect their autistic daughter from bullying, so says a Franklin couple who filed a federal lawsuit last month against that school district. Now, for the first time, those parents are airing their complaints in an interview with RTV6. Derek Thomas reports.
The lawsuit alleges the 14-year-old child, who we will call RN, was teased, kicked, punched, hit, and told you should die and dig a hole and bury yourself. RN's mother said those repeated acts caused her autistic daughter to attempt suicide in May of 2017.
My daughter, fortunately, was unsuccessful in her attempt to commit suicide, where in our school district presently there have been successful attempts of 3 other children because of bullying.
We cannot independently confirm that those deaths were because of bullying. However, her husband says action needs to be taken.
What has to happen before real change is made? Do we need to lose another student? Do we need to have another attempt and have another family feel like we felt, watching your kid strapped into a hospital bed, fighting for her life? Does that need to happen? Maybe we should drag the school, the people down there that said, hey, this isn't bullying. Maybe we need to bring them down there and see it firsthand so they can see the effects of it.
According to the lawsuit, when RN's parents brought up concerns to school administrators and staff, they were told their daughter was overreacting and suggested she attend half days or be homeschooled. Their attorney proposed changes.
There would be a different approach to handling these complaints and taking them seriously so that parents, like my clients, wouldn't feel like they had no other recourse but to file a lawsuit.
The school district is expected to make a response to the lawsuit within the next 30 days, but a resolution to this case is a long way off. Derek Thomas, RTV6.
And shortly after the lawsuit was filed, RTV6 reached out to Franklin Community School Superintendent Dr. David Clenading, and he told us the school district attorney is reviewing the lawsuit and that all questions should be directed to that attorney. Well, hundreds of thousands of veterans call Indiana home, and a recent Call 6 investigation exposed problems with a state-run military fund. Call 6 Chief Investigator Rafael Sanchez reports on the efforts to rebuild and restore confidence with the Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs.
Present hard,
members of American Legion Post 510 took time to celebrate their commitment to country and their service. Like Betty, Smitty, and Russell, they also came to hear from Air Force veteran Dennis Weimer. Weimer is also the director of the Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs.
We'll talk a little bit about the changes as we're moving forward to improve how we serve and to continue to grow and improve how we serve Indiana's veterans.
A Call 6 investigation by Kara Kenny earlier this year found irregularities in benefits given out of the Military Family Relief Fund. That led to critical changes, and Weimer is leading the reforms and wants to make sure that all veterans have trust and confidence in the system.
I have two things that I believe about serving in government. One is it should be done in the full light of day. Everything should be done openly. And so we're doing things very transparent. We're reaching out to partners. We're connecting with them. We're bringing them in to help us with the work we do. And it is all done completely in the open and everything is transparent. That's one of the most critical things about government, to be done very transparently. Secondly is that this is the people's money. The money we spend is your money, is my money, is everybody else's money. And so to do that, we have to be very open and very clear of how we're spending that money. And those are a couple of steps that we're taking to do that.
American Legion Post 510 holds its meetings here at the Elmcroft Senior Living Center so residents who are veterans have access to meeting others who serve their country and to be reminded that they have not been forgotten. In Indianapolis, Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.
And also tonight, one person is dead after a fire this morning in Plainfield. The fire department there was called out around 4:40 this morning to an apartment complex on North Vine Street. That's where firefighters found one person inside that home who'd already died. Crews were able to get that fire under control in about 15 minutes, but that fire still remains under investigation. And a home in Zionsville was struck by lightning this afternoon. It happened on Tilson Drive. Zionsville firefighters were called out, but officials say there ended up being no sign of anything on fire. And a lot of you out there had concerts that got rained out tonight. Among those canceled shows, the Reba McEntire concert that was supposed to happen at Harrah's Hoosier Park in Anderson. Now, that show has already been rescheduled for August 24th. Tickets for tonight's event will be honored at that show in August. However, if you just want a refund, you can also get that from wherever you originally purchased those tickets, and you've got until July 15th to make that happen. Also, tonight's Symphony on the Prairie concert was canceled because of the weather. Because of this, lawn tickets for the show tonight will be valid for any other Symphony on the Prairie concert this season. Connor Prairie says patrons who purchased premium tickets or upgraded their tickets should call the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra box office on Monday to get those tickets exchanged for another show. All right, now this video may be hard to watch. Imagine what it was like for the family right in the middle of an ugly confrontation with police. Now that family is taking legal action. And a teenager accepted a dangerous challenge after seeing it on social media. Now she's issuing another challenge to other teens. Don't do it.
We've got one complex of thunderstorms moving out of central Indiana, but another already taking aim on the Hoosier State. It's only about 100 miles away when it will arrive and the threat it will bring. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
At Ross, yes for less.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Welcome back. An Arizona family is suing Phoenix police for excessive force after a video surfaced showing their arrest. It happened after police stopped the family and their two young daughters in an apartment parking lot. Now more from ABC's Zachary Quiche.
The disturbing video shot by bystanders begins with the man, Drayvon Ames, lying on the pavement, hands behind his back, being handcuffed by the police. Seconds later, the man is yanked off the ground and pushed up against the squad car, feet apart. You can see the officer aggressively kicking his leg and yelling.
When I tell you to do something, do it.
Another officer nearby, gun drawn, pointing at a maroon SUV. Out walk a pregnant mother and her two daughters.
Oh, look at these kids.
The witnesses recording the video, which they later handed over to the family, are heard in the background.
And the minute he saw that there were children involved, that's when he holstered his weapon. Chief Jerry Williams has told PSB to conduct an investigation into this.
I, like you, am disturbed by the language and the actions of our officer.
According to the family, the incident began over a doll one of the young kids allegedly shoplifted from a dollar store. But the report filed by police asserts that they believe the couple stole other items from the store and were combative. It also asserts that at one point, they believe that Ames was reaching for a weapon. The police department has launched a full investigation. The family has filed a notice of intent to pursue a $10 million legal claim against the city that says police committed civil rights violations. The family has not been charged. Zachary Quiche, ABC News, New York.
A Michigan teenager is warning others about the dangers of a YouTube challenge. It's one she knows all too well about. It's because it put her in the hospital for several months.
Don't do it because it's not worth it.
A 13-year-old Maya Landers and her friends decided to take the fire challenge, and as you can see just how wrong that stunt went, her body went up in flames. Maya spent 2 months bedbound in a hospital in a bodysuit of bandages. Nearly a year later now, the teen is speaking out about the horrifying experience and what happened. Maya says they saw the fire challenge on YouTube. A person uses a flammable liquid to light themselves on fire, typically with water nearby. She now wants to advocate on behalf of burn survivors. She started a clothing line and is in the process of putting together care packages with inspirational messages to share with other burn victims at local hospitals.
I just feel obligated to, I've been through it, so I feel the need as if I have to help.
Now, Maya says she's finally back to doing the things she loves, like playing sports and styling hair. She's got a GoFundMe page to help pay for her care packages. Well, the Archbishop wore a hard hat. Burnt wood debris was still visible, and only about 30 people were let inside. But Notre Dame Cathedral today held its first Mass since the devastating April fire that ravaged its roof and toppled its iconic spire. The service was held in a chapel behind the choir, a place confirmed by construction experts as being safe. Officials say the cathedral in Paris remains in a fragile state, especially its vaulted ceiling, which is still at risk of collapsing. And a plane partially skidded off the runway at Newark Airport today, causing major delays. United Airlines Flight 627, with 166 people on board, landed on the runway and then skidded to the left side of the pavement. The left main landing gear is stuck in a grassy area. The airline said the plane experienced multiple flat tires upon landing. Officials have not confirmed why the airplane skidded off the runway, though. That flight originated at Denver International Airport.
Certainly a busy weather day here in central Indiana. That may be an understatement. We started off with some heavy rain this morning, severe weather this evening. Look at the rainfall reports, and these are estimates from radar. You can see parts of Sullivan County over 5 inches of rain. You may have had that much at your house. Multiple areas over 3 inches of rainfall, and we've got a lot more to go over the next several days. At least much of central Indiana is drying out. That is not the case, though, for you in Bartholomew County, around Columbus. More heavy rain for you, and around Nashville. This is all going to continue to move off to the east, but nothing severe with it. You can still see some more of that heavier rain into Metamora and Franklin County and south of Connorsville at this point. Here's a look at TrueCast. As we go to 2 a.m., we'll be seeing that complex of showers and thunderstorms that are back in Illinois, knocking on our door once again. Some of those storms could be strong with some gusty winds, in addition to the very heavy rainfall as we get into the early morning hours of Sunday. 7 a.m., we start to see those showers and storms pushing into the eastern third of the state, around Richmond, even Anderson. Greensburg still dealing with some of the storms before we get a little bit of a break there. There is a marginal risk going into Sunday for the morning and again in the evening that some of those storms could be on the strong to severe side, with some gusty winds, possibly some hail within a few of those as well. But our severe weather threat overall is lower tomorrow. As we look out over downtown Indianapolis right now, you can see the low cloud cover, 67 degrees in Indy, 71 in Bloomington. If we didn't have too much of a wind and some more rain overnight, fog would be a bigger issue for us, and still could have some patchy fog first thing Sunday morning with a temperature of 66 in Rockville, Rushville at 67 degrees. So that's where we start off our Sunday. Of course, it's Father's Day, and those temperatures will be a little bit warmer tomorrow. It's even going to be more humid tomorrow. I think as we get a break in the rain, middle of the day, temperatures will get to the lower 70s, lower 80s tomorrow afternoon with those thunderstorms, and even middle 80s for you around Columbus, 82 in Indy, and 81 degrees in Lafayette. So here's TrueCast 9:30 tomorrow morning. You can see showers and thunderstorms moving out. Fairly dry, fairly quiet into the middle of the afternoon, and then we get more rain moving in here for the evening hours. And then tomorrow night, another round of thunderstorms is going to be moving through. As we look just through about the next 24 hours or so, additional rainfall over an inch in some locations, and that's why we do have the flash flood watch that continues through tomorrow morning for much of central Indiana, and that may be extended. 7-day planning forecast for you now. The temperatures are going to stay mild, but we're also going to stay with rain chances each and every day right through next Saturday, and highs close to 80 degrees.
And you know, you see all of the damage from tonight. It's such a reminder that you just got to stay on top of this stuff when it comes through, especially that we've got more potentially coming through tomorrow.
Yeah, more active weather ahead. The severe threat a little bit lower.
All right, good to know, Kyle. Thanks. Well, O.J. Simpson has joined the Twitterverse, but some things he already said in his first post are raising a few eyebrows. That story is coming up ahead. Stay with us. Welcome back. Long lines being reported at Target stores all across the country today, and not because of large crowds. The retailer experienced widespread cash register outages. Take a look at that. Shoppers taking to social media to complain that registers weren't working at dozens of stores across the U.S. and posting images of those long lines. Target says it's trying to pinpoint what caused that glitch. Well, meet one of Twitter's newest users. Actually, you probably already know him. It's former NFL player and ex-convict O.J. Simpson. He posted a selfie video explaining he's going to post his thoughts and opinions on the new account. He then said, quote, "I've got a little getting even to do," end quote, without offering further explanation. His lawyer says one thing he won't discuss on the social media platform is ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson's death. As we all know, Simpson was acquitted on charges of murdering her and her friend Ron Goldman after a televised trial that was watched by millions. Well, if you're looking to book a summer trip, see if you can secure your flight before airlines raise their prices. American Airlines has increased one-way fares on domestic flights by $5. Southwest and Hawaiian Airlines also appear to have raised their prices too. Now, these price hikes worry travelers, but investors say it's actually good news and shows there is still demand. Well, tomorrow's a day we pay tribute to fathers everywhere, but a recent survey says dads aren't getting as much praise as you think. According to a poll from the University of Michigan, 52% of fathers say they're often criticized about their parenting style, and the biggest critics are their spouses, followed by grandparents. Researchers say there's a major consequence of all this second guessing. That is that 1 in 5 dads say it causes them to be less involved in their children's lives. Well, we'll be right back for a final check of the weather. Stay with us.
Models, now with the People First warranty.
All right, Colts fans, listen up. Next week, the team will announce the training camp schedule, including which practices are going to be open to fans. This will be the second year camp is held at Grand Park Sports in Westfield. The team says this will be the most fan-focused camp ever, with special theme days, health and fitness activities, and a whole lot more. That announcement is set to happen on Wednesday.
All right, let's check out your radar this evening. Nothing that's severe in central Indiana right now, but still some heavy rainfall around the Columbus area, and that's going to move back into Greensburg as well. We look back to the north and west. We've got a complex of thunderstorms that will be arriving toward the state line around 2 o'clock in the morning. Could have some gusty winds, certainly some more heavy rainfall with that line. We'll be tracking for you.
All right, we'll be keeping our eye on it, Kyle. Thanks, and thank you for watching. We appreciate it. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night.